Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shela Shalsa Bila, and I'm student from 28 Vocational High School Jakarta. And I am the competitor from DKI Jakarta. In these videos, I like to explain about the stroke. But first, let me explain about the elderly. Do you know the elderly is? Yeah, the elderly is a general of the group older people at the 60 until 70 years old. At this age, decreasing of the organ function is begin. It is because of the human cell are aging. Our cell getting older and bigger, but they lose normal breeding reproductive capabilities, and it continues to decreasing capacities of the cell. And also, cause physical changes. It causes us to be ill. Do you know the sign of old age? The sign of old age is decreasing organ function. Aging cell and body tissue in decrease. As a result, the elderly see change difference in the organ system. Example like a stroke that elderly often feels. Okay, we already talked about the elderly. Now we go on to the stroke. A stroke occurs when a blood vessel that carries oxygen and nutrition to the brain is either blocked by clots or vasodillators. When that happens, part of the brain cannot get to the brain on oxygen. So it and brain cells die. Do you know data in Indonesia? So stroke linked to the third most common cause, following by diabetes mellitus and hypertension, with 113 deaths and 268 sold, or 9.7%. And there are two kinds of stroke. The first kind is ischemic stroke. An ischemic stroke happens when artery in the brain is blocking. And the second kind of the stroke is hemorrhagic stroke. Occurs when a weakness blood vessel rupture. And the hemorrhagic stroke, there are two types. The first type is intracerebral bleeding, and the second type is subarachnoid hemorrhage. And there are risk factors for elderly who got the stroke. The first factor cannot be modified or cannot changes is older age, gender, races, heredity. And also, there are risk factors for the elderly who got the stroke who can changes, treating, and medically manage. Is the hypertension, heart disease, smoking, and diabetes. Okay, the first is got the weakness and numbness on the face, arms, legs. Usually one off side of the body. Having trouble with the speaking and understanding, and also got the problem with the vision, and got the problem with the movement, balancing, or coordination. Alright, ailments that follow. A stroke not strike a physical, but the psychological aspect that will affect on their life. Its condition makes the elderly useless in doing all risk activities in their life. Might cause physiological, such as stress, depression, frustration, or else. Okay, now we got the prevention strategies that we can do. The first is we can check our high blood pressure, is it normal, high or low, and we can maintain the diabetes, and we can controlling to the doctor, has the recommendation for doctor, and else. As a social worker, we can assist the elderly with the psychological. As a social worker, we can assist the elderly with means of physical-social interaction made up. of physical activities, social activities, mental health, and spiritual. There are 4 main activities that elderly can do for remain productive and self-reliant in their life. One, physical activities. Even physical exercise involves not only rigorous exercise, but also small gesture. And let me tell you 4 best exercises to do after stroke for elderly. A. Stretches. Following a stroke, muscle and other soft tissue often become stiff. B. Balances exercises. Seniors already susceptible to aid relaxation changes like back balance and coordination. C. Brain stimulating exercises. Cognitive skills are often affected after senior has a stroke. D. Hand exercises. The ability to fully regain hand function is often one of most difficult post-stroke tasks for senior stroke survivors. Next is the social activities when it comes to social activities. This is one of example for social activities. We can accompany elderly with playing games, and also we can sing together to prevent loneliness and depression. Next, these are mental health improvement for elderly survivors. First, exercise. Second, animal therapy. Third, listening to the music. And the last, brain games. This is one of example for mental health, which is exercise. We pick up is yoga. And finally, this is the last but not least, for the spiritual well-being. Stroke rehabilitation paths can lead to physical and psychological changes. This is one of example for spiritual well-being. We can praying together before the medical check-up for treatment with the another religions. After the elderly done to doing spiritual activities, the elderly used to check their blood pressure. The purpose is to find out the result of the client blood pressure condition, and also to detect the client health problem from beginning. Okay, that's all my explanation about the stroke, the symptoms and other factors, risks, who got the stroke, and prevention for stroke survivors. I hope it can give you more information about the stroke, and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.